They have machines for that.
Well, yeah, but are you gonna go out and buy the machines to make it yourself? Like,
No, what I need is like I gotta find like an independent candy maker, and I gotta pay them money to mass produce bear taffy.
That's what I'm saying. That's what you gotta do.
Somebody, I know somebody.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, there you go.
Well, then that's the hookup I need right there.
That's
This has been a long time coming.
This is business. This is business.
That's money. Like
this is going on.
That's been money to be waiting to be made for so long.
These two crushing it.
Happy that people can buy. Like,
this
why?
Is my exit strategy, man. It's like
right.
Once I'm done with the videos and stuff, I just rake in the candy.
Madrina's flavored bear taffy.
Whoa.
Breaking the brain here.
Oh man.
Coffee flavored taffy.
I love coffee flavored taffy. Coffee flavored salt taffy is amazing. Oh man, I don't know. I just have to say I'm imagining how bear taffy tastes in my mouth right now, and it's a pleasant. It's a delicious. It's a delicious, salty delight.
I just want to say that you said, I just want to say I'm imagining how bear taffy tastes in my mouth right now.
It is a salty delight. It is amazing.
Imagining bear taffy in their mouth.
Oh, just, yeah, delicious. Hey, D&D time, right?
Yeah. So.
I was having cookie dough ice cream.
Oh, my bad. Sorry.
Oh, share.
I can't.
Someone's gonna like clip that and send it to your wife and be like, "Just warning you."
She's often watching.
Yeah,
she knows what bear taffy tastes like in her mouth.
Good night, everybody.
Give me that.
We'll see you next week. Bam. See you later.
Oh my god.
Someone clip that and send it.
This is what happens when you don't stream for 2 weeks. It just gets chaotic when we get back.
God, that does. It does. Oh god.
I'm terrible.
And there she is.
I'm glad you said it. I'm glad you said it.
Oh, okay.
He was like, well.
Okay.
Good.
Continue. I've been good.
All right.
Okay.
Bear's like, I'm real good.
Oh yeah.
I'm like warm now. I'm like, whew.
Scott's warped.
Hot flashes.
He's worked up.
Hot flashes.
Oh no, she's totally in chat.
Oh my.
Your little bear 1, bear 2. She's
Okay, where were we? You guys dropped in on this party, stole the show, which is, I mean, let's be serious, the show is Otto. And Robin.
Did you see my arm wrestling skills? I mean, look at those rolls.
Yeah, I did actually. I saw you roll in the chat, and it was pretty. Your lowest was a 16, but it was one of those like.
I rolled 2 22s. Like what?
Mm-hmm.
And then a 21 and 19. And those are my rolls. The lowest was the 16.
Pretty good.
Okay, so good rolls in there, crushing it with the strength check. So you stealing the show with breaking everybody's shoulder and elbow. Otto stealing the show by being Otto. And we can kind of like flash forward to, I suppose, unless you guys choose to skip it, the next day, where you got, or even later that night when you're all leaving that place and heading back to your rooms, which are all right by each other. Sorry, your large room, which you all share together. Later that night, as everybody is to their various degrees of intoxicated, how does this conversation go? Stumbling back through town, back to your inn.
Bonk is not intoxicated.
Varying degrees of intoxicated. I got a mild buzz.
Grommen is not intoxicated either. He's fine.
Listen, you can roll all the 18s you want, Maggie, but it doesn't matter how much you 350 pounds eventually gets drunk.
He was drunk. This week he's not so drunk because he was so sad. He didn't drink the whole time while he was watching Otto's performance. So he didn't get to drink as much as he normally does.
That you did specifically say that, so I will say that Grommen is buzzed and not drunk. Otto is shit canned.
Otto is drunk on fame.
Yep.
Otto's riding a wave of ego around.
And Thonk watered down his beverage as much as he possibly can while still being able to
by curing poison, purify food drink.
Oh my gosh, Ollie made fan art of our characters getting drunk together. It's the most adorable thing ever.
Oh no.
It's great.
Awesome.
Seriously, thank you guys want to remake fan art. It's freaking rad.
So go ahead, conversation heading back to the inn.
Oh yeah, so Otto is just he's sort of quietly just singing to himself as we're walking back. It's just one of his favorites from the night's performance. Just quietly like this is like sort of strolling through the road, occasionally knocking into something as he goes. He's having a great time.
Thonk, once he's a good ways away from the guards, he drops his like act and he's back to being his normal self. He doesn't say anything.
Otto breaking out a song for a moment. Thonk, were you laughing? I heard you.
He laughed. You laughed.
You heard it, didn't you? I heard you laughing.
He laughed. Lots of laughing. I never hear you laugh before.
What brought that about?
Necessity.
Always so serious. You were having fun today. Just admit it.
Why have fun with people who may be dead in a week?
Well, that's the best kind of fun, isn't it?
Wait, what?
Ramen.
Are we gonna die? Am I gonna die in a week?
What? Hey, what? For a minute, I thought like Gromit like grasped what he was saying, and then immediately realized Gromit has no idea what he.
Gromit's becoming more Amelia Bedelia by the week, man.
Thong just like looks to Gromit and shakes his head. No, you won't be dying, Gromit.
Yes.
Oh, phew.
Why are you trying to play nice with all the guards?
Necessity. Again, Otto, it's something I have to do.
I feel like it should be necessity for you to come out with us again.
I agree.
I'm there almost every night.
You've got to come to the performances, though.
I've made my, you've seen me in the audience.
Otto's just...
However,
he has, but...
Otto, however,
Mm-hmm.
your appearance tonight, though surprising, is fortuitous. I'm not one to be the center of attention, but I have been out of, again, necessity, out of these rather rambunctious guards for this city.
Well, I sure am. Otto rams into a barrel.
Gromit like picks you up before you hit the ground. Come back up.
If you were to make your way into that tavern again while I'm there, perhaps you being the center of attention could do us all a benefit. We're here, as I'm aware, because of me. I need to do something in this town that I've informed you, and you are all graciously spending your time and energies and efforts and money while here. If you
Great place to make money. Otto's still just sort of like
stumbling around.
Otto making lots of money.
Otto is making
also,
incredible
Thonk,
money.
you know what? You know what, Thonk?
What, Grumman?
I think there's something you would want to know.
What's that? Otto's curious now,
You
too.
know that creepy guy? He always stand in the back, and he's just creepy.
I've seen him.
I think
weird.
you should come to the next performance and see him. He's so creepy.
He's so attractive.
He is very, yeah.
Thong actually just kind of like nods because he did see him before.
His face just looks right.
I would touch him.
Me too.
Okay, on that, Thong, Thong just looks to Otto. Otto,
Drunken confessions.
if you end up coming down to that tavern again and you drink with the guards, get them to loosen their lips a little bit. Engage in conversation.
Otto's sort of... He's walking backwards now for some reason.
Well, I like drink. I like talk. I in.
I'm
What's
glad,
in it for me?
Stories of heroic guard duties. Like, Thong kind of like shrugs his shoulders when he says that, but he mostly hopes that Otto's too drunk to care.
So he intentionally rolls a 2 on his diplomacy check, like, man. Otto, I throw him a bone.
Otto looks like he's thinking about it.
And alcohol on me.
Ooh, I like that. That Otto falls over. Fuck! Oh. Gets up. Oh, I like that. I like that idea. What if... Here, let's do... You come to tomorrow's show, and you help us figure out who that other guy is. And then you do that, and I'll go talk to those guards for you.
Oh, good job, Otto. And Grumman tries to give you a high five, but we missed.
We missed.
What is your... Thong just kind of like looks like, what is your interest in this strange-looking man? Why do you care?
He keeps coming to the show, and he never joins the audience. He's always just in the back, looking all weird. I don't like weird people.
Yeah.
By that description of weird,
Something not
then
right.
you would consider me weird, and you hang out with me quite often.
Yeah.
Nobody's disputing.
I was
Yeah,
saying.
you're weird. I'm weird. Otto, you weird too. But he's like...
He's a bad kind of weird.
Yeah, something not right with him.
He's menacing.
I don't know about menacing.
He's
I could
terrifying. I was trying to like doll it up a little
Really
bit.
sell it.
He's evil.
Thong kind of just like, as you ramble on and on, he just keeps nodding. Fine, fine. I'll be there tomorrow for your show.
Yay! He's coming! He breaks out in a song again and starts like prancing down the road. Thong's coming to the show.
Thong's coming to the show.
Thong picks up his footsteps and moves a little faster. Like, get home.
I don't know them.
Exactly.
I don't know them. Okay. And so you guys make your way back to the place. So we're entering the next 2-week period. But one of the things that you're going to do is Thonk is trying to go to that show. So do me a favor, please, Otto, and make me your performance check like you consistently do.
Mm-hmm. Boop.
18. Thonk comes to the show, and it's a good performance, and you draw a crowd. However, he doesn't seem to show up. The he.
Nah. He who must not be named.
Oh, shh, don't name him.
Yeah.
So the he does not show up.
Okay. Otto comes down off stage again. Not as crazy and rabid of a fan base as usual tonight, but they're still taking a while to, he's saying hello to everybody, being a good host. Comes down, approaches Thonk. Did you see him?
Thong just shakes his head.
Looks over to Grumman. No?
No, he no here tonight.
Huh. He usually comes. Oh, looks around.
Thong just kind of like looks like he's in thought for a second. He's like, odd that the night I show up, he does not.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. Otto's still looking around, like so sure that we must have just missed him.
Thong puts like whatever drink he had like on a table because he's still like kind of in a weird persona of like being somewhat social, and he's like, well, I have a bar to get to and friends to meet. You're welcome to come, Otto and Grumman.
Yeah, all right. We can try again another day. And I just decided to hop along, I guess. But before we go, I want to go up to the bartender, the owner. It's the owner usually back there, right? Or is it?
Correct, yeah. When you're performing, it is the owner every single solitary time, no question.
Okay, cool. I go up to the owner. Hey, you've seen a gentleman come in and watch the show, usually from the back, haven't you? He's hanging out by the door. Very beautiful looking man.
Yeah, usually I'm a little busy, so I don't notice everybody coming in, but you said hanging by the back?
Yeah, he's usually, he's out of game. He's usually like hooded and
Yeah.
sort of, yeah, okay.
Yeah,
He's
but
usually got the hood up. He's sort of sulking over there sometimes.
sulking? It doesn't sound. I'm usually busy, especially if you're performing. So I didn't really notice that. No.
All right. Well, thanks. Otto tosses him a gold piece.
Is there something I should be worried about?
No, no.
Did he try to kill you or something?
That's a leap.
Who isn't these days, right? But no, I just he seems interested in me.
Should I get extra guards?
No, no. Well, do you have them?
Well, I mean, you can always hire an off-duty guard to come and be security if need be. Is this a concern? Like, I need to know if this is going to be a concern.
Yes.
I look over at Grumman. I mean, usually when I'm with him, I'm not too worried about it. But I'll let you know.
I wouldn't be either, but I just want to make sure there's not. I mean, when you perform, I make a lot of money. If I have to spend some of that to make sure you don't die, I'm willing to do that.
But when you guys look over, Grumman has the 2 birds out, and he's like doing this thing, and what he's actually doing is having a conversation with Thonk about what happened to his bird.
God, it's really hard for Thonk to feign like he gives a shit, but he is.
Okay, roll me a deception check, but because you're Thonk, you have to roll a disadvantage.
Shit. Why have to do this in public when there are people that Thonk knows around?
And so Sir Fancy Feather, he over here, at him over there. You know?
Yeah.
Maggie, please roll me an insight check.
Okay.
Normal.
At advantage or disadvantage or normal?
Normal.
Oh, I have a -1.
Oh! You know, with perfect clarity, Thonk doesn't give a shit. He totally is putting on this like, uh-huh.
And when Grumman gets the end of it, he's like,
He's just like slurping, like sipping his drink, looking away.
you don't like Sir Fancy Feather, do you?
What?
Just didn't even hear the question.
I said, never mind.
Aw.
All right, are we ready to go, Otto?
Yeah. Just
Good.
Wraps the wood of the bars. He says, "Don't worry about it. I'll keep an eye out for him."
Yeah, just let me know if it becomes a concern, because again, like I'm not gonna doll it here. You make me money, so don't die.
Otto winks. I'll try. And he turns around and gets going.
Before you leave, he gives you your customary after show shot, and you enjoy and you head out.
All right.
Okay. You guys are now rolling for your next 2 weeks, like we have been so far. Thonk, you're changing it up now, so we're gonna do you last. So Otto, you already did your performance check. It was an 18, so you get to roll with your 18. You beat a 15. 6d6. 26. Awesome. And now Maggie, are you continuing to do Scrimshaw, or are you just playing like Ken and Barbie with your 2?
I hear Ken has a man bun now.
Ooh, fun.
What's a man bun?
It's when you have a bun, but you're
That's
also
what
a
it
man.
sounds like. You wear a bun of hair and you're a man.
On his head.
I don't think I know what that is.
Do you,
It's
a bun.
it's a very simple
Like you have a
concept.
ponytail and you tie it up?
You've never seen like a girl have a bun.
Well, yeah, of course. My wife does it all the time.
So you're a man now, and you have a bun.
So you have long hair,
Right.
that you don't just like throw into like the man style
put it into a
ponytail,
bun.
which is low as opposed to up high. You twist it and whatnot, and then put it into like a
bun.
top.
I don't understand why you're presenting this as though it's like the most foreign concept in the world. It's
I've
amazing.
never seen a man bun before. I had a ponytail. My hair used to come down to here. Mathis can confirm this.
No, unfortunately.
I've never done a man bun.
No, you never did.
I've literally done corn rolls before. Never
Damn.
done a man bun. So, I mean,
I'm surprised you don't know about it then. I'm more surprised by that than anything.
yeah. So that's cool.
All right.
Whatevs.
Bad man.
Man bun Ken. Marketing. Awesome. Maggie, you were saying something about Ken and Barbie, man bun Ken and Barbie.
No.
Does she also have a bun too?
No, Grumman has like he has like the doesn't no, I'm confused what Grumman has. I think Grumman has like a ponytail thing, like the mohawk thing going on. And it's like braided down his
Sounds
side.
right, yeah. Based on what I've seen.
You can always
around.
change it. He grows his hair out,
Yeah.
I mean, Thonk usually just does the knot, right?
He just has like a very tight.
I
Yeah,
think
he
Thonk
just
has
has
a
a
knot, and I think Grumman has a braid. Like it's
Yeah.
braided on.
Yeah, it's like it's kind of semi-shaved on the side, and it's braided backwards, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Um
And how's Otto's hair?
glowing and flourishing.
And Maggie, I'm sorry.
It's okay. Yeah, so I don't think he's gonna keep carving them now that he's figured that out.
Mm-hmm.
Now he spends the morning kind of just communing with nature to some extent.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like looking around to see if maybe he can see a glimpse of Sir Fancy Feather somewhere, and then sometimes looking in through other animals' views, like carving. I guess he'll carve some other animals that he sees around the area, like watching for them, and then he'll like follow their view and like see what they see and kind of explore through the eyes of other creatures.
Okay, well, so Gromit is really kind of getting to know the ins and outs of the city in ways that you guys never could. I mean, if she's like, oh, I'm just gonna follow this rat for a while, and the rat is running through the city and going through like little store areas, and it's like, oh, what's this rat eating? Oh, that's gross. And Gromit is like, you only get like sight and sound, right? You don't get like other senses. Like, you don't taste what the rat tastes, do you?
I think it's just sight and sound.
Okay, I think it is too. But I just want to make sure. I mean, maybe through the rat's olfactory, you would enjoy it anyways. Maybe a rat's like, you know what, 16-week-old cheeseburger, delish.
Scott, it's up to you how you want it. If you think I'm tasting what the rat's tasting, sure.
No, I like the idea of you not tasting it, but sitting there and pondering how good that tastes to the rat.
Okay.
You know, you're like, I wonder if that maybe Gromit tried this food. 16-week-old cheeseburger.
Ugh.
Gromit don't like.
Try it.
Is he smarter than that?
I don't know. Let's.
What's your wisdom? Oh,
This is a wisdom, not an int. Okay.
oh.
I like leaving it up to fate. It's the best thing ever.
Oh, what do you follow the path the rat took? You like reaching your arm into a little hole and like.
Yeah, because the rat looks so happy. I got this sensation of happiness, right? Like,
yeah.
it was just like it was almost like the rat was smiling. You know, like when you look at an animal and it looks like it's smiling. Like, it felt like it was so savory. I had to try it out.
Well, because filth fever is a thing.
Oh God.
God, thank you. 13 is actually solid for filth fever. 13 is a solid number, I think, on every edition. So Grommit's stomach is turned. Maggie, can you role play an upset stomach? No, so Grommit's stomach is turned, and but you don't like actually get sick from it. You only like taste it enough and spit it out, or however it is. Maybe rinse out your mouth. However does Gromit react to this, and you don't actually get sick.
Yeah, he eats it and chews on it. He's like trying to like take it off his tongue, and he can, and it's one of those things where like when you eat something and you just can't get the flavor out of your mouth, it's like there forever. Like you rinse it out, it doesn't matter, it's there.
Like orange juice after brushing your teeth. You're just done. You're done.
Yeah.
There's no combination or anything that could fix that. It's over for the rest of the morning. Except worse. Would Gromit try any of the other wonderful little treats that he sees other creatures eating? Or is he wise enough to have learned his lesson?
Let's see. No.
You at least go with advantage?
Okay. All right. Yeah. Sure. Like he had a bad experience. No.
Yeah, you rolled a natural 1 and a natural 2. Okay, Bear, please. Which the eyes of what animal is she looking through when this happens?
A skunk.
Okay. And Mathis, what tasty treat did the skunk find?
God, skunks are like scavengers, so
They
like...
are, much like rats.
Oh God. There's a skunk in the city?
Yeah. Are you kidding me? Yes.
Oh God, you found like rotten, like leftover, like forgotten barbecue ribs or something that was like on a grill. It's been like molding in a damp alleyway for like 3 weeks.
Okay.
There you go.
There's still meat on that bone. There's still meat on that bone. Okay, Gromit, it is equally disgusting. Even if you swallow some this time, you will not get sick from it. And the DC increases because you did it again. But you still don't get sick from it.
No, man, she's building up an immune system.
Yeah, it's like iocane powder.
Powder trick, right?
Okay. Same place.
This is
So,
great.
okay, Maggie.
I like how everyone else is like doing serious things. Like Otto is like making money and doing his thing, being a performer.
I'm being as serious as I
Sunk
can
is
be.
over
Yeah.
there like finding out about like the city and how it works and the ins and outs of the guard schedule and all this stuff. And Grauman's over here like following a rat and a skunk around.
Literally eating garbage.
I can just imagine Grauman like finds a leftover barbecue rib, and the thought goes in Grauman's head is like, maybe one day in forest we need food, and I find leftover barbecue rib, and we have to eat. Just like the Grauman logic that just makes no sense.
Oh my god. Okay, Maggie. We have to get back to those serious things you were just mentioning. But does Grauman learn his lesson after the barbecue ribs?
No, let's see.
Advantage.
Yay!
Hey!
We did it.
Okay, hold on. Before we go any further, Mathis, what animal is she watching when she comes to this other moment of crisis?
Oh god, she's like through another freaking animal. Can she do insects or just animals?
It's animals, not vermin.
Oh,
Sorry,
okay.
not insectoids. I think.
Gotcha.
But, you know.
Gotcha. I don't know. She's like what, like a city pigeon.
All right, so a pigeon. Okay. Well, you know what? You say a city pigeon, but because you guys are in the north and so on and so forth, these aren't going to be your typical pigeons that you see in like say
City
New York
bird.
City.
Just
Yeah. No, that's fine. They're not going to be the typical pigeons you see in like New York City because you guys are in a much more like naturist environments. These are going to be like larger pigeons, ones that you just spend less time flying and more time on the ground, ones that you kind of like see at like a zoo or whatever the case may be. So like a bigger type of pigeon, but definitely still kind of a rat in the area. And Otto, what food does she come across or he come across?
Grauman comes across a pie tin that looks like maybe it had a pie in it at one point, but the contents of the pie tin have since been replaced by an old pizza crust that has like, you know, some mushroom, a little bit of green pepper on there too.
Okay, so pie tin filled with pizza that has been sitting there and rotting and has mold.
Mm-hmm.
And Grauman goes up and once again following like, "Ooh, I'm following this creature around and doing these things." You go to come across this pie tin. How do you resist this with your natural 20? How do you resist the urge to eat this old pizza?
Yeah, Grauman
believe
looks
we're
at
here.
it and he's like, "Oh, I like pizza, but that old pizza." And he's like remembering last time and like how his stomach hurt really bad and he couldn't drink with Otto one night, and so he had to spend the whole night being sober and vomiting the whole night because he got like food poisoning,
That's good.
and he just passes.
I'm glad that was the excuse and not just like ramen no like pizza.
I thought about going that route.
You rolled a natural 20, so Maggie, never more do you have to worry about this. You are good to go. Okay? You're good to
I
go.
won't ever eat some nasty old moldy food again.
You will not eat nasty old moldy food again unless you choose to. Of your own free will, I cannot stop you from doing that. That's very
Okay.
nice. Okay. So, so you guys go about your business. So let's say, Maggie, you did all of that fun stuff. So far, Otto, you rolled for your performance and you rolled for your money that you had found. Thonk, your tactic is changing at this point. I believe you're approaching different peoples. So before we have you approach these different peoples or go about what it is that you're hoping to do, can I just have Otto make one more check for me? He was giving a task that I imagine was reinforced by Thonk later on when he was a bit more sober, and also a bit more subtle because now he's dealing with a sober Otto. You're going around and doing some carousing with the guards yourself. So making your way to that bar, having the funds there. What is it like? What's your approach? And we're just gonna have you roll a die, but what's your approach to it?
I would first consult with Thonk a little bit, kind of determine what he knows about the groups. You know,
I'd give you like a rundown on probably like each individual, like my closest friends, what they enjoy, and like basically as far as information I'm trying to get out of them, like if you're looking for like what am I looking for exactly, honestly, like what I've been just trying to milk out of them is just what they do on their guards, where they tend to where they end up posting information, whatever information I can get out of them about the leadership of the city, when they tend to do guard changes, stuff that as you hear me talk about it is very just clearly I don't give a shit about them. I need to know the inner workings of how the guard system works. I'm just trying to get the machinations of the city. There you go. That's the word I'm looking for. And I do that by getting them drunk and making it seem like natural conversation.
So Otto employs a similar tactic. The best tongue loosener is good old alcohol. So we have a good time at the bar. I try to make the conversation mostly focused around like my exploits and tales, and like keeping them more or less infatuated with the romance of my life, or at least that which I portray to them. So I start with that, and then eventually sort of lead it into me sort of talking about how in a couple of the cities I've been in, the leadership there doesn't really know what they're doing. Harping a lot on the idea of like, all the leaders of these places. Who are the leaders of these places? Like kind of instilling those thoughts in their head before I begin to sort of coax them into that direction.
Yep. Cool. So as you're doing all of that, that's your approach, kind of like talking about literally you're kind of like trying to sow like a bit of dissent in that, like trying to get them to complain about who it is that runs this town, so on and so forth. So as you were doing that, could you roll for me your persuasion check to get this information?
Yep.
15.
Here you go.
Okay. So you're 15. So you are able to get them talking and whatnot, because I mean, you are a super charismatic person. They like you and all that stuff. But they don't like, you're just starting this. You just started hanging out with them, and people easily get fought because you're not a threatening person, but you're a lot of fun and whatnot, but clearly you can hold your own. You're kind of like a mixed bag of everything that's great in this world, right? So that being said, they easily
you're a mixed bag of being fantastic.
Oh, thanks. No, yeah, I heard that before.
So they easily grow to like Otto and everything, and they do talk to you, but you're not able to like really get them like, oh, they don't start complaining about it right now, but they're kind of like listening and nodding and whatnot, but that is not going in that direction. Okay. So that takes care of what you were doing, as well as having fun. And you get to gamble with the guards, which is also fun. But you also haven't gone out in weeks. You haven't gone outside of the city to do fun over there yet. Over in Shantytown.
That's true, yeah.
So let's go over to Thonk now. Thonk, what is it that you were doing in this chunk of time?
Well, if I have Otto doing that, then I guess starting on the second portion of the plan, which is find the orcs. And I need to find, what was it, you said the son? The son of the king, right? Of Dark Arrow Keep.
Yes, sir.
So I know they're laying low and they're outside of town, but I'm looking to make contact with them at this point.
He's the one that goes by the name of Prince.
Yeah, he's like the easygoing one.
Yeah. He's the one that's like, I suppose, the most diplomatic or whatever you want to.
Ugrith.
Yes. Yes. Ugrith.
Yeah.
So Ugrith, who again is nicknamed Prince. He's like the more easygoing one, still a fighter or whatever. Still like a.
Oh yeah, I'm sure he still can fight.
You're trying to find him because it's been weeks now since you got here, and they left to come this way before you did. So whether or not they're still around, I mean, you're gonna have to find out. You imagine they are. So you're trying to find them. How is it you're doing so? Are you literally just going outside of town and walking around? Do you have magics that can assist you? Are you asking around town? Like, what's your?
I guess my like, because I've made nice with so many of the people in town. Would be more or less trying to get information from them, rather of like, have they seen, unknown orcs coming and going? Because from my understanding, the other orcs are here to like parlay with this town, are they not? Mm-hmm. So seeing if they've come around, asking the guards, I guess, would be another good tactic.
They've come around to make a decision of what they want to do in the future.
Right.
Parlay. They like, how do we get the gold?
Right.
It's kind of like what they're
Yeah, exactly. So I guess seeing, again, towns or guards, if they've seen any unknown orcs coming and going, I don't really have any spells. I'm looking at my spells right now, and I'm not seeing anything that can really help me.
I'm just saying, if Miss Maggie was playing a cleric, she'd be all about them spells, them cleric spells, and finding all the answers to all the problems. But that's just because Maggie's a more studious PC.
What does that even mean?
She knows her shit.
But none of them would help me find anything. I can locate an object, but I don't have locate person.
Well, first thing you need to do is objectify. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh yeah.
and then
right.
you cast a spell.
Objectify a person, make them not.
Stop treating them like people. That's
Right.
your
That's mistake one. You are correct. You are correct.
You would
You
think
were a
Thomas would know
tool.
all about that.
Or you could find something that person owned.
It have to be very, very, very like detailed for you to
Specific.
But I'm of course being goofy right now, so that's weird. So I'm just being goofy at the moment. But so I was trying to find something on a map. Literally, if you see me staring off to the side, I was trying to find something on a map for like 20 minutes now. And I just found it, and I'm like so happy. So, anyways, so
I have that problem too.
you are going around and asking about people that kind of maybe come into town and people that they didn't know. Roll for me your persuasion check to kind of gather information.
Sure.
Actually, hold on. Roll it with advantage because you've made some friends.
Oh, hell yeah, friendship.
Woo,
Friendship
friends.
is magic.
Oh, nat 20.
Friendship is total magic.
Friendship is magic.
Okay. Okay. Well, so that's incredible. I see so many green on my screen so far. It's crazy. I love that 0. That's right at the top of my chat. So, you guys are. So as you're walking around, you're asking like, oh, blah, blah, blah. Like, oh, I don't know. Oh, no, I don't know. I don't know. Oh, I don't know. And you're kind of like going around and asking people. Eventually, you actually get directed to somebody that you know. Like, oh, if somebody knows that, Billy Bob, he knows that. And you go to speak to Billy Bob, who doesn't live in the town itself. We've drank with him before, but he actually is from the shanty town that's right outside of the town. And so you go and speak to him, and this is where it kind of like the snow town out there. So when you go into Snowtown, it's not that Billy Bob has the answer. What you actually are able to find out is none of those orcs, there have been a bunch of it come through. Not a single one has stepped foot into the town yet. They've apparently been pretty smart in only going through the snow town. And you have very specifically avoided the snow town to make sure you did not aggravate any guards this entire time. This is your first time entering Snowtown. And while out there, you're going around and one of them is kind of like, actually, that's one of them right there. And points over to another orc that's walking around and kind of like standing in a shop and like, tapping something that's dangling on the, hanging from the shop, like tapping it, watching it swing for a moment, like, huh, like what is that sort of a thing? And you're going around and moving other stuff. Seems kind of out of place at the moment, but is looking around. Every once in a while, like a noise will happen, whether it be an eruption of laughter or something. And they kind of jump and they look at it really quickly. I'm not going to make you roll because you have an extremely high perception and insight. So you can immediately tell that this person is somebody that's like clearly been through many, many, many battles. Okay. And they're kind of like jumping at loud sounds and whatnot, almost like a PTSD, like a soldier coming back from war. And so you're seeing this person going around and doing these things. Clearly stands out to somebody like you who got pointed at.
Okay.
But nobody else seems to notice it.
I clap Billy Bob on the shoulder and I give him like a smile, like a thank him. And like as I turn, like my smile like melts as my face turns and like away from him, and I just walk directly to this guy, this orc who seems out of place. I'll approach him head on, not from behind.
Yeah, give me 1 second. I got to roll me my rolls. Total of a 4. You catch him completely off guard. He does not notice you coming. You weren't sneaking, but he does not notice you coming.
Okay. So I will walk right up to him within, like a foot from him. And I'll just kind of like lock eyes with him for a minute. And does he say anything or does he kind of stare me down?
So imagine when you walk right up to him, is it one of those like he's kind of at the table looking over looking over the used vinyls, and you like come to the other side of the table and you're just awkwardly standing on the other side of the table staring at him? It's like one of those things, or do you come up next? I'm asking. Or is
next
it
to
like,
him.
Come up next
I don't want anything between us. Next to him.
Okay. So he actually startles. Roll me an insight check, please.
This poor man has like PTSD.
Someone wants to be close to him.
I know, right?
Oh,
Insight,
man.
not advantage.
Nothing between us.
Oh, hell no. 20.
Okay, so you actually startle him because he doesn't see you approaching. Obviously, you're stealing very close and clearly have your attention fully on him. He actually startles and goes to take a swing at you, but you saw it coming long before it did, and you just kind of like sway back or however it is that Thonk would avoid the punch, and lock eyes. Now he can see that clearly you don't have a malicious intent, and so he's he kind of like is now in the situation, kind of like, huh? Yeah. Looks confused, says nothing, just looks confused with what's going on.
So he's swinging at me, obviously. I'd probably just, like, take a step, like, back, let the swing kind of pass. After he, like, settles down, I wouldn't say anything. I'd merely, like, grab my cloak and, like, show the brand of Grimish on my chest. And then, you know, put it away.
Okay. So once you, like, reveal it or whatever and put it away, he's kind of like, like he knows that you're a friend,
okay,
but he's like not like clearly knows like, okay, you're a half orc, but you worship Grumsh, like you got a fucking brand on your chest. So
the booby brand.
Yeah, the booby brand. So it's above the nip. You still have a nip, I think. Did we describe you having a melted?
I don't know, but
it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. We'll leave the nips alone. So you should go with melted nip.
Nip. The nip is the pupil of the eye.
Ooh.
Okay. Anyway, so he you know, nods, like, realizing.
I just say, I hope you don't put on a lot of weight, otherwise you're like, it's gonna get like deformed, just like your moves, like, being all like, like, you have to stay fit just to properly honor Grumsh. So, so what was I saying? You approach him. He clearly have his attention. He knows you're a friend. He's disarmed, but he still doesn't say anything yet.
That's no, and then I'll just say, I'll merely say, do you work for Prince?
When you say that, he kind of like looks around. He's not subtle at all. He looks around to see if anybody's noticing, like if there's like a trap, if there's other guards like situated there. His hands kind of reaches down towards the hilt of his axe. And he does so slowly, but very obviously. Again, nothing subtle about this man. And he's like, huh?
I come from Dark Arrow Keep.
Huh. And he takes his hand off of his axe, and he's like, so he reaches out to kind of grasp your hand or whatever the orcish greeting would be of this region. So he reaches out to give you a proper greeting, and he's like, Vuka.
Sorry, what?
Vuka, it's his name.
Oh, okay. I thought he was saying, like, Scott just had a word that I didn't know. I was like, I don't understand. I'll shake his hand. Thunk.
What word?
What word? What do you mean, what word?
You come with message?
Oh, gotcha. Thonk just kind of stares at him for a minute. I just wish to speak with him and his men. I'm here to help on behalf of Dark Arrow Keep.
Alone?
I have tools with me.
He looks down at like the weapons at your sides.
A halfling and another half orc.
Oh. Now, like, he makes the connection.
Yeah.
And then he's like, I sent here, learn town.
I've been with the town for over a month.
Oh.
Let me speak with Prince.
I've been here hour and town smell funny. Like sex and alcohol. Good town.
This guy.
Having you interact with this other orc makes me realize like how much of a well-spoken orc you are.
Yeah.
Like in comparison to all the rest of us, we're all like.
Thonk is like a black sheep when it comes to orcs.
Mm-hmm.
Interacting with other orcs is fucking hard. So Thonk kind of just like stares at it for a little bit. Yes, it is a town of debauchery and sin. I need to see Prince, leader, and army. Can you take me there?
Yeah, but I sent here find town, learn stuff.
You found me, and I know things.
You teach me?
Thonk like sighs, like a very quiet sigh. Yes, I will teach you.
So with this, I'm actually, it's like one of those, like, as you do the quiet sign, you come to realize, like, oh yeah, I have to change the way I speak.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
this is not a bright, there are smart orcs. This is not one of them. So you are able to roll just like a persuasion check with advantage to kind of get your point across.
Okay. 22.
From this point on, anything you say to this guy, you appropriate, without sounding dumb yourself, you appropriately dumb it down.
Yeah.
You speak in simpler terms. Again, without speaking in broken sentences or anything like that, Thon can still maintain his personality and his way of speech. But you're able to speak down in such a way that he fully grasps what you're saying. Like, I am the information. I will deliver it myself, and you will be better for it, sort of a thing, which is, of course, what you're trying to get across.
Yes.
He gets all of these things. And so he does announce, like, oh, I'm supposed to also gather, like, certain bits of, you know, like, supplies or whatever. Half that crap you have on you, other things, you're like, okay, just go there and buy it. And it makes things much easier. And you guys are literally able to head out within 15, 20 minutes, heading back towards, which his original idea was clearly to have spent hours here. So you leave immediately with him. You leave to head towards where it is that Prince is and where his guard are. And you actually travel with him for the better part of a day. It is not a short travel. It's the better part of a day for you to finally get around a ledge and whatnot, around like a ridge. There's a few trees and bushes and whatnot. It's a little patch of green area and this otherwise somewhat rocky region of the north, because you are on the side of a mountain, like down by the base of a mountainous region. So you go around there, and as you come around the corner, immediately you can smell the smell of like overcooked meats, which you know that the way that orcs usually eat their meat is completely raw or completely burnt, because the nuances of proper cuisine is kind of lost on them. But you immediately get that smell, but as you come around the corner, you don't see anybody. Like, it's very pungent. You don't see anybody, and you keep going, and you're actually looking around, and you're a pretty perceptive person. You don't see even tracks anywhere. Not until you are so close that you can actually see the mouth of a cave do you actually see tracks of orcs that are around there, and do you actually hear sounds coming from the cave itself. The most obvious thing was the smell when you came around the corner. And it's at that point in time that you realize, wow, these orcs are actually really good at keeping heating. It's rather impressive. So as you go to walk into the cave with him, as you guys are approaching, a few orcs that are completely dressed in garb that makes them like effectively invisible. Think the third Indiana Jones, the Invisible Bridge, that sort of like war paint and clothing that they're wearing that camos them to the side of the cave so well that not until, like, you notice them because, again, you're extremely perceptive, but if Graham and Otto, anybody like that were to walk by here, until they moved obviously, they're effectively invisible, right?
Gotcha.
You notice that these people are stealth, and you're walking with this person, and the person actually gives like a calming gesture to the other two on the sides of the cave, and they otherwise kind of like nod and leave it be. You do see the nod.
Okay.
You're going to go walking into the cave, and as you walk into the cave, we're going to cut for our next break so I can get some alcohol and we can get this party started.
Sounds good. All right, we'll be back in a few minutes, guys. Do what you got to do. We'll be right back.